Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction to Steins Gate Zero. It is episode 13, and you know what to do. As always, if you want to see the reaction itself, go down into my descriptions, follow the link, replace the circumflex dot parts with real dots, and enjoy the reaction. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear my thoughts. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. Well, what should I say? The episode ended kind of depressing and stuck a little bit with me. It hit me a little bit. I mean, I was, as you've seen my reaction, so you know I was kind of expecting what was about to happen in the end. It was clear, and it seems whoever is behind it was still searching for her and knew how to trigger her. So, that it was in the end we had two parts in this episode. We had the still nice and good part, and then we had the end, which was disastrous and kind of foreshadowed, but I will talk about that. So let's go through. First one, we started off with Mayushi and Kagari still in the mommy and little girl moment. So Mayushi knows now about the time travel. She's informed that she's from the future. She's aware now that in the future she will be her adopted child, and thus Kagari has only the memories from being child, which means the others are still suppressed somehow. That's a very strange situation, and I see that it is a weird thing for Mayuri herself, although she's great at it. I mean, she adopted to it fantastically fast. But for the others as well, it's a weird thing if a woman who's older than you are calling you mother. That's this strange stuff. However, Mayuri wouldn't be who she is if she wouldn't be able to handle a situation like this. This is about emotions. This is about your heart and soul. It's about being a good person, and that she is. She is the heart and soul of this series, has always been. So it was fitting. It had to be her, and she is able to handle this. So it was okay. She gave Shina Kagari a new phone with the Upa on it, and what I thought about there was, all this time, whatever happened, while Kagari was gone for 12 years missing, in the end she still had this Upa. So it is very important to her, no question there. And I do ask myself if maybe, just maybe, this Upa is more than just a toy. As I guessed in the original Steins Gate with the metal Upa, where I thought like maybe that is more than just the toy. Maybe it will be important in the future, and it was in the last episode in the end. It was important there. However, I thought about, what if this Upa is kind of like a telephone or like a tracking device? Just saying, because she's wearing it around her neck. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be, but even nowadays, if you have a phone for your kid, you have options, depending on what kind of phone it is, to track this phone, partially even to the meter exact. So you can find your kid. It is not only that your kid can call you in case something is happening, but you can track your kid yourself if needed. So what I think, maybe, just maybe, this Upa is a tracking device. And that would be a solution for the problem occurring in the end of the episode. So, then we had the moment between Suzuha and Kagari. For a moment I thought like, was Kagari playing a game? Because her face really changed there when she was blurting out what she thought about Suzuha, the emotions that were deep in her. Which I do understand after hearing that she does not remember their split the same way as Suzuha does. So, thus Kagari remembers that Suzuha just walked away, left her standing, you know? and then traveled along. I can completely understand that she felt betrayed, that she felt left alone, and stated that Suzuha used the time to spend time with her mother and father, while she never could do that. So, from this perspective, it makes sense. Suzuha, on the other side, was upset because, from her perspective, Kagari tried to shoot at her. You know, this pointing the pistol at her and talking about, I think it was about voice of God as well. So I can see that she had some issues there on the other hand. So they are still sisters. They feel like sisters. She even calls her big sister. So they are both, as you can see, a bit depressed after this and want to apologize to each other and had the problem how to do it. So that's a typical thing. And I think there's no real Kingsway, no best option for, yes, you could say like, I wait for the best moment, but it might be that you're waiting too long and then you cannot apologize anymore. Or maybe there will never be the best moment. So if you feel like you should, then just do it. That's it. When it was clear that her that they remember different things, there was the option that maybe that there were different timelines as well. Just thinking, but it's very much more likely that her brain was managed, to say so. So someone brainwashed her and gave her a wrong memory, which I will talk in the end about. We have seen the Mozart car. The first time it ran through, I was already like, that's a weird thing, but maybe they're just like, once again pointing out, hey, Mozart is important here. But when it passed Okarin later on in the city, it was pretty clear to me, okay, this is no mistake, this is no accident here. Someone is searching for her and is using the music of Mozart to catch her, because we have seen what happened when she ran into the music of Mozart in the past, in the like 2 episodes ago. She instantly, and it was an accident there, started remembering stuff. And here, whoever is behind all of this is running a car through the city, playing the music, and they are very well aware what track possibly to play to make her walk back to them, because that is what I think they are doing. So the car was in the middle and it was foreshadowing what's about to happen. But it was very clear there. We've seen Moeka drive. That was interesting. So there's more to her, as always. And then we finally got to the party and what's about to happen. So I'm not sure if I mentioned it. When they started preparing for the party and we are inviting everyone. It will be so much fun. I had that already the last time. There was a meeting, a party, let's stay together as friends. And I remember that I said at this time already, okay, this will be a disaster. Because in Steins Gate, every time, or more neither every time, maybe there's 1 or 2 times not, but to me it feels like every time they're having a really good time, they're happy, they're joyful, they are having a party. Something is going down. They're either attacked, or as in this case, someone is missing. So it had to be. It really, as I said, foreshadowing. So I was kind of prepared. Partially not. Let's talk about the end. So the car passes her and she instantly drops what she's carrying, her phone as well, by the way. She's not dropping the metal Upa because it is around her head, so her neck. So as I said, I hope it is some kind of tracking device or something else they will find. She has this blank space, blank look again. She's talking about the voice of God again, as we had in the past already. And she's going away into, as it seems, a specific direction. I guess she's going to whatever the new hideout is of this group of people who's behind all of this. It might be, but it's very unlikely that it is this old house that Okarin and Moeka were at, but I guess not, because then someone would have been there. So they will have a new hideout, a new place, whatever, in the city, and this is where she's going. And they triggered that directly. We know from what Moeka and Okarin found that she was very likely hidden in this cellar for at least some years, maybe even the whole 12 years, which is horrific. I mean, you can see that she painted on the walls that she was... Sorry, it's hitting me. She was desperately searching and waiting for her mother, that she was missing her, and there we are at this point again where I'm like, I'm very grateful this is just a story, you know? But there are things people shouldn't do, humans shouldn't do. It doesn't matter for what. Yes, it's a problem. Let's say whatever they did to her will make sure that World War III doesn't happen. But who is it to justify stuff like that? Who is it to wait? Who's more important? There's this old discussion. Who's more important? One person or 100? One person or 1,000? 1 or 1 million? Who are we to judge? To say this one has to die or to suffer for multiple ones? And it's very high ethical and moral discussion, which jumps in here. So yeah, as I said, it hit me a bit, as you may have realized right now. So they had her in there. I'm pretty sure they did some kind of experiments there. We know that sample K6205 is somehow bound to the Amadeus system. So there is a connection. And this is where it gets interesting now. We have two different moments when someone played with her brain. What I want to explain. She remembers after it happened that her mother, that Mayuri gave her to a doctor to handle her PTSD. And I looked closely there because that was weird, this moment. The doctor that she was handed to was a young man with brown hair. And then we have a switch. And we see, not with her, but we see a doctor with gray or white hair, much older, having this notes about the Amadeus system and K6205. So that's two different persons, possibly. Or it is the same but very much older then. However, what I think here is that her memories are mixing. The ones from the future, where she was given to a doctor handling her PTSD, and the one from the past, where she is for 12 years gone, and someone tampered with her brain and brainwashed her. So those two mix, which is problematic because it might happen that she thinks Mayushi knew of what was happening, because she's mixing it up, you know? That's the one thing. So from that, I would say, in the future, PTSD, nothing bad happened, but in the past, the 12 years, something happened and is somehow used for the Amadeus system. Which is weird, because the Amadeus system is more neither new. So how did that happen? But then there's one scene I remember. And that is the scene with Suzuha, where she's pointing the gun at Suzuha in 1998. After the time travel. Stating, I hear the voice of God. And this is a brainwashing. How does this fit in? Because she wasn't in these 12 years then. She was from the future. Which means whatever happened, it started in the future. Someone in the future, after or in World War III, already tempered her brain, possibly even somehow mixing it with Amadeus. I'm not sure how that is going to happen here. Maybe being aware that she was about to be sent to the past, having his very own plans, you know. And then in the past, when Suzuha is gone, made sure that she goes to the position where she's for 12 years. And what I'm saying, and it's a wild guess, I know. I'm just trying to understand what's going on here. What I mean is, someone in the future made sure that when she traveled back in time, being aware of that she's doing it, she will be at this time and space, and then go to maybe him or someone else who will then there use her in some kind of experiment as well. And Amadeus is somehow involved in this. I have no clue how. It might be Amadeus himself. As I said, the possibilities for Amadeus are immense. He, she, it can be incredibly powerful and clever. So maybe Amadeus is aware of time and able to try to manipulate all of it now. But it might be someone else as well. So here it gets confusing now, because now we're jumping through the times. Not through the timelines, but in time, back and forth. And it's weird because someone in the future seems to have known what's going to happen, or even stage it to happen. We will see. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So let's see what this is all about. I'm pretty sure in the next episode we will hopefully already see her again, Ikagari again. But it might very well be we will have 1, 2, or 3 episodes of all of them searching for her. That's it for now. I hope you did like. It was an interesting episode. It was a good one. The story went further. So until the next time, please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.